Hi Jenny, it's Kiki. These are some of the recommendations that I have for you. If you have any questions or if you'd like to see something else, please just let me know.
This book I want to show you is Do Nice, Be Kind, Spread Happy. And oh, this is such a fun book. It begins by inviting you to become an official member of the International Kindness Club. You've got some badges here, and you have a mission to spread kindness in your neighborhood. So you've got several different missions. This one is good morning. Give your parents, grandparents, or guardians a great start to the day by leaving them a note telling them why they are special to you. And it just goes through with all of these different super cute missions that kids will absolutely love to do. I adore this book. I think your children will too. This is Do Nice, Be Kind, Spread Happy. This book I want to show you is the Usborne Illustrated Adventure Stories. It's a really special book. It's part of our Illustrated Stories series, so that means it has a really nice cushy cover. It's hardback. It has a ribbon marker and to help you keep your place, and it has gorgeous, gorgeous illustrations in it. This particular book has 5 stories: The Count of Monte Cristo, The Prisoner of Zenda, Don Quixote, The Three Musketeers, and The 39 Steps. And this makes a fantastic read-aloud book. Absolutely fantastic. And then as your child gets older, they can read it to themselves. But it is a really engaging read-aloud book that will make them start saying, "Go to the next chapter, Mom. Next chapter, please. Next chapter." Fantastic book. And look at the illustrations. They're different in each story, a different style. So here's The Count of Monte Cristo, and here are the illustrations in Don Quixote. There's The Prisoner of Zenda. You can see the illustrations are just different styles. I like that. I think it keeps the book fun and interesting and fresh. Wonderful book. I highly recommend this book. Again, this is the Usborne Illustrated Adventure Stories.
This book that I want to show you is the Usborne Write and Draw Your Own Comics. And this is a really cool book, especially if you have a child who's just getting into writing and loves to draw, or one who is very into comics. They can create their own. So the way that this book starts out is it starts at the very beginning basics of drawing comics. It gives them how to use the book, useful things that they're going to need, how they're going to come up with ideas. And then it walks them through from the very beginning about the basics of comics and how they make up their characters. And so it walks them through the process of making up their characters and drawing their characters. And see, it's got the different shapes of the head that they can make, different expressions, eyes, nose, and mouths that they can put into them, how they draw their bodies. Really, really great. Once they know how to draw their characters, then it teaches them how to do some action drawings with their characters. And then how to use speech bubbles. And then it starts the process of beginning to write their own comics by Once Upon a Blank, and they get to fill it in and then come up with their own. It's really teaching them how to come up with the beginning, middle, and end of a story. And here we've got some rough planning of their comics, how they use pencil to start and then they can ink it in, and then how they mix and match some comic characters. And then we've got these pages where they start their work and they start building their comics on and on. And in the back of this book, there are some stickers that they can use in their comics to kind of give it a little bit of pop. So this is a really cool book. I really like it. It's the Usborne Write and Draw Your Own Comics.
This book that I want to show you is 100 Paper Spaceships to Fold and Fly. This is such a fun book for all those paper airplane lovers. So it has some instructions here that fold out, and then it has all of these really cool airplanes with lines where you show you exactly where to fold. So it's really helpful for those who might need some help in the folding department. And there are so many of them. There's 100 of them. Really cute, fun, colorful, great book that just gives you some paper to make paper airplanes and instructions how to make some really cool ones. So you can see some of the ones that this book makes on the cover. So again, this is 100 Paper Spaceships to Fold and Fly. This book that I want to show you is one of our design activity books. This is a great book for budding architects, interesting artists, just kids who like to design buildings. So this one is called Make Buildings. So it just gives you lots of different prompts to draw. What a squeeze! Can you fit buildings into these narrow places? Try it. Just gives you different prompts to draw different buildings, and then on different pages it teaches you concepts on how to draw buildings and just different facts about architecture is in here. Just kind of flip through it a little bit more. You could use it as a drawing and a coloring book. It's just a really great book for kids who are interested in architects. This book that I want to show you is the Rainy Day Pocket Puzzle Book, and this is just a great book to keep in your bag. It's pretty small, as you can see it fits in my hand like this, and it has a ton of different puzzles in there. So I'm just going to flip through some of them for you. There's a bunch of different kinds. There's not one specific type in there. There's mind games, there's mazes, there's spots, different things. This is just a great busy book to have in your bag or in the car or just wherever for a rainy day, just to give your child something fun and productive to do and to work their mind. This book that I want to show you is one of our Lift the Flap books. This is Lift the Flap Fractions and Decimals. This is a great book to teach your child about fractions and decimals, and just to read together at home to just kind of figure out what they know about fractions and decimals and to how to help reinforce what they're learning at school. So on this page it talks about parts of numbers. So fractions, decimals, and percentages are all ways of working with parts of numbers and about how it's important to divide things up. So it uses the pizza as an example in classic fraction. It talks about just the right amount, and then how you can cut the pizza in half if you order half a pizza. We pay half of the bill, and how it talks about decimals here. And then also here it talks about, let me get this flap open for you. There we go. So it talks about paying half. Sorry, I haven't opened that flap, I guess, yet. And then talks about 50% off and how they're all the same if they're working with fractions, decimals, and percents. And then this page talks about what are fractions, how they work, what is the top number, the numerator, the denominator. It's just a great way to talk about fractions. And this is a great book to not necessarily read the whole book all at once when they're first learning fractions. This is a book where I would pull out if they are, like for example, if they're just learning what a fraction is, I would just do this page. And then as they begin to learn what fractions are, then you can read the rest of the book just to help with their understanding of fractions. But I would not overwhelm your child if they've never heard of fractions. I would not pull this book out and just say, hey, let me tell you what fractions are. It would be way too overwhelming. So I would use this book as a resource for them, or if they've already learned fractions, then it would be as a review. And then it goes on to do decimals and percents, and then just different word problems and challenges that you would have. So again, this book is Fractions and Decimals. This book that I want to show you is called 1, 2, 3 Counting, and this is a great book for tummy time for young babies. It folds out like this, and it has numbers 1 through 10. You can flip it over on the other side, just like that. And this is a great book for young babies because it has the black and the white contrast for them to look at and to be able to notice the pictures. But then it also has the pop of color, and it can grow with your child. So for example, I currently have a young baby and a 2.5-year-old. So while my young baby's in tummy time, I'll spread this out and then work with my 2.5-year-old on his numbers and counting. And so this is just a great book for all ages. It can grow with your child. This 1, 2, 3 Counting book is fabulous. This book that I want to show you is our baby's very first black and white set books. These books come in a set of 4 that you can buy either in a cushion cover, really nice board book, or you can buy it in a set where it's just a simple board book as well. The great thing about this book is this is great for young babies because it has the black and the white contrast, and then each page also has a pop of color. So I'll just kind of flip through one of these here for you. So the black and white contrast really helps stimulate the baby's vision so that they can see what is actually on the page and see the images. So not only can they look at the image, but they can see the design with the pop of color on the back that is behind the image. So I'll just leave through this last one. And then as they get older, you can use it to talk about the images, what's on the page as well. So this is our baby's very first black and white books.
Thanks for watching. Again, if you want to see something else or if you have any questions, please just let me know and I'll see what I can do.